Hey, BookTube! Welcome to Veda Day.
I got my ticket for the long way round.
When I first started Veda, Vlog Every Day in August, the reason that I wanted to do it, and the thing I talked about on the very first day, was the fact that my mom's name is Veda, and today is her birthday. I just wanted to kind of celebrate her and her life today. She is the best mom in the entire universe that has ever lived of all time, and I know you probably think you've got the best mom, but I'm really sorry you didn't. I got the best mom. She's the best. She's just the best. My mom is my greatest cheerleader, my greatest advocate. She is reserved and introverted, but always positive, always looking forward and not behind, and very talented in a way that you wouldn't expect. She is very well versed in the things that she studies, and she's very able to communicate them well. And she would never admit to that. She would say that she wasn't good at that at all. She's very, very humble. She taught me about reading. And since I talk about books on this channel, I want to talk about all the ways that she influenced me with my reading. And probably the biggest way was to read me this when I was a little girl. This is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. And this is the Penguin Threads edition, which is also significant. This looks like embroidery. And on the inside, it looks like the back of a piece of embroidery. Well, this is significant because my mom taught me to sew when I was about 9 years old, and I've been doing it ever since. She read this to me at night when I was 7 years old. She would sit on the edge of my bed and read a chapter every night. And in fact, one night, she got to the very last line of a chapter, and she read it in such a way that I was just, I don't know what it was, the way she read it. And I said, "Ooh, read it again, read it again." And I think I had her read it like 10 times. I was 7. And she just was able to draw things out of this story and teach me about values and about how you treat other people and all kinds of things like that. And yeah, so this is my favorite book, one of my favorite books of all time, for that reason. Just because my mom read it to me, and she taught me to love reading by reading me this. When my mom learned to read, I asked her, "What are your favorite books and what were your childhood favorites?" And she said, "Well, I don't know, probably fairy tales." She would go to the library and she would get fairy tales. And I asked her what her favorite fairy tale was, and she said Cinderella. She loved Cinderella. And actually, I think she may have helped foster the expectation I had that some prince was going to come sweep me off my feet, which didn't happen, but oh well. She also mentioned a few other books that were her favorites. One was this one, which is Tell No Man. It's by Adela Rogers St. John's. It's just a mass market paperback. This author was very well known in the 1960s, and this is a book about a man who is like a businessman, and he feels the call of God to go into ministry, and he does, and he's got this socialite wife. And something very interesting happens in the course of his ministry, and that's where the title comes from. So it's a really good book. And then another book that she read back when it came out, I'm sure, was Five Smooth Stones by Fairbain. It's a book about civil rights. It came out at the time that that was a big deal going on in the United States, and it really opened her eyes to what was happening. And that's just the story of a man, a black man, who makes his fortune and then comes back to the American South to kind of be instrumental and lead part of the civil rights movement here. And then there's a white woman who gets involved and falls in love with him. And so I guess it's a great story. I don't know really anything about it. I just know that it was published, I think, in 1966. So had a big influence on her life. My mom literally put books in my hand. She would make time to take me to the library and make sure that I was able to get a library card and check books out of the library. She would check books out for me when I couldn't do it myself. She would let me bring home the weekly reader flyer. It's like a newsletter, and choose 2 or 3 books out of it every week, and you took that to your teacher, and then she put the order in, and then the books would come in every Friday, and I would wait every Friday for the books to come in. she would let me order, 2 or 3 books. And then when the book fair came around, I would always want to buy every book, and she would give me the money to buy as many books as I wanted. I just will never forget that. She fostered that love of reading in me. She's amazing. My mom is amazing. Her favorite books these days are the Karon Mitford series books. She loves that whole series. I think she has all of the books in it. And most recently, I gave her The Martian. I had a copy, and so I loaned it to her, and she loved it. She is an avid reader. She lived in a very small town all of her life, but she has such a big view of the world, which is just something that she gave me. I'm so thankful for that, because she could have lived in a very small town and had a very small view, and she doesn't at all. She never has. I love my mom. Happy birthday today. She's 77. She can't believe she's that old, and I can't believe she is either, because I just can't believe it. But anyway, today's her day, so happy birthday, Mom. I love you so much. I'm so glad she's my mom. I'm so glad I got the best one. So that's it for now for me. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
When I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk. You're gonna miss me by my talk. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm